Good evening, my friends. Hello, hello. How have you been? How was your day? Here, it's time for our Bible story. I'm so glad and excited to read to you today the story. Pacis TV and I are glad that you are watching the Bible Story Corner. Hey, who can guess the story that I'm going to read today? But first, can you recall the story I read to you last? Try to remember, which story did you watch last? The Bible story. Who can remember? Okay, now, today being another wonderful day, I'm going to read you another exciting story about a baby. How many babies have you heard their stories in the Bible? Old Testament? Okay. Today I'm going to read the story of Moses. Baby Moses. I believe you've watched or you've heard the story of baby Moses. Long time ago, Israelites did not have food in their country. And it happened, one of their very own was a prime minister in Egypt. Do you know the name of this prime minister? He was called Joseph. So when he heard his people did not have food, and yet in Egypt they had plenty and lots of food, he invited his family to come and live with him in Egypt. So the Israelites went to Egypt because there was a lot of food, and where they were staying, there was no food. So they went there, lived there happily. But then a bad king came, and his name was Pharaoh. Pharaoh never liked Israelites, so he made them slaves. Do you know who is a slave? Someone who works so hard, sweats a lot, and is not being paid. So they were made to work in the field, build these big towers and houses. They worked all day long. Whether the sun was so hot, they were there working, building, digging, doing all sorts of work. They were not happy. And then because God blessed them, they were increasing in numbers, and Pharaoh was not happy about it. So do you know what he did? He told his soldiers, I want you to kill all the male children born by the Israelites' families. Now, the king's soldiers started killing all the male children who were born. So sad. Babies, innocent babies, just because they were boys. Pharaoh was a bad man. He was so bad. I don't like bad people. I believe you don't like bad people too. So, one day, a couple had a baby boy. The mother loved the child so much that she never wanted to lose her baby. So she had to hide the baby for 3 months, imagine. When the child tries to, she tries to hide the child and make the child not to cry and produce sound. So for 3 good months, the mother of Moses was hiding Moses. Nobody knew that there was a child born. So they kept the little child as a secret for 3 months. But you see, as a child grows, the child starts to make noise and make some sound. And she was afraid if she keeps hiding the baby, one day the soldiers, the bad soldiers, will find the baby and will kill the baby. So she sat down and thought, What shall I do? I don't want to lose my baby. He's so cute. Moses was so handsome, and the mother said, I don't want to lose my baby. So she thought, and she had an idea. She went, they worked hard. So she made a basket. After making the basket, she made it so cozy, so nice, and placed baby Moses in the basket. Then very early in the morning, she woke up before everyone else and went and put the baby by the riverside and left the baby there. But she was so wise. She did not leave Moses alone. She called a sister, her name was Miriam, to hide behind the bushes and watch the baby. So Miriam was hiding behind the bushes watching Moses. Then guess what happened? Moses was just floating and floating by the riverside, but he was not taken by the river because God loved him so much and God protected him. And do you know why? Because God wanted Moses to save the Israelites from the hands of the Egyptians. So God was also watching over Moses, and Miriam was hiding behind the bushes, watching watching her little brother, so that no harm, no animal will attack Moses in the basket. Then, when it became sunny, the princess. Do you know who is a princess? A princess is a daughter to the king and the queen. So the beautiful princess came by the river to bathe with her maids. So when she was there, she saw a little basket. She was so excited and asked the maids, please can I have that basket? So the maids went and picked the basket. When they brought the basket, oh, the princess realized it was a baby, and the baby was still alive. She was so happy, so excited, and she was shocked to find a baby in a basket by the riverside. Then she was like, I know this child must be an Israelite, but he's so cute and handsome. I have to keep this baby for myself. I have to go with him to the palace and ensure that he grows up to be a big man. He is so handsome. I cannot let him to die. Wow, that was so kind of the princess. We can call her a kind princess. So, but she didn't know how was she going to nurse the baby. So Miriam was just there hiding and watching from a distance. Then Miriam came out and said, oh, princess, can I help you? Then the princess asked, how do you want to help? I can bring for you one of the Israelites women who can take care of the baby and nurse the baby until he's grown. Then the princess thought of it and said, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. You can go and bring her. Then Miriam ran. Do you know whom she went to call? I guess you can guess it right. She went and called the mother and told her, the princess has picked the baby, so go and nurse the baby. So the mother was so happy, at least the child has been saved. So the princess took the baby to the palace, and the mother of Moses, but they didn't know it was the mother, went with them to the palace and nursed the baby, and the princess is the one who named the baby Moses. So Moses became a prince because he was growing up in the palace. So baby Moses was saved by a princess, and remember, the princess was an Egyptian and Moses was an Israelite. But because God wanted Moses to be somebody big in the future, and God wanted to use him. God had to save Moses. So even you, God has a good plan for your future. As you grow up as a little child, as you grow up as a big person, God wants you to become a big person in the society, respected one, and God will use you. So if you are faithful to God, God will protect you until you're a big person like daddy and mommy. So little children, today our story is so exciting about how Moses was saved by a kind princess. Are you kind to your friends? Are you kind to your pets? Do you also feed your pets? Or you just let them to starve? And if you see your friend does not have something, are you kind enough to share what you have with your friends? Remember, the princess was so kind and she saved Moses. And Moses grew up. Next time, I'll tell you what happened in the life of Moses. Thank you so much. I'm your teacher and storyteller, Teacher Celestine from Christ the King Community, St. Michael Cathedral Parish, together with Pacific Ishimwe, bringing to you this live on Pacis TV. Keep watching. Do not change the channel. Love you all and God love you. Be kind to one another. Until next time, see you.